Oh crap! Was I talking that entire time on mute? Holy crap! I think I've gone an entire 4 minutes. Oh, you guys are so kind. Holy shit! I think I've gone the entire 4 minutes with the microphone on mute. Jesus Christ! Oh man! Ah, goodness gracious! All right. Well, look, it was bound to happen at some point, right? I mean, what is this? Episode number 8 of these solo streams, and I've never forgotten to unmute my microphone. First time for everything, guys. I don't know what to tell you. Ah, god damn. You know what the worst part is? Press F for mute. Flukus says press F for mute. Or press F for unmute. I guess, you know what? Honestly, you know the part that really gets me about this? The part that really just, like, it's burning right now is I know that this is going to be one of the things that Katie includes on the Best of October. You know what I mean? Like, this is going to make the highlight reel for this month, and I already know it. Oh boy. Okay, well, you guys didn't hear anything that I was saying. So first of all, hello to everyone. Hello to John and Flukus and Readable Austin, Janessa, and I was saying hello to each of you individually. So none of you heard that, but just hello to everyone. Yeah, I was just saying that I hope everyone's having a good weekend so far. We get to play some Andromeda together. That's a good thing. And what else was I saying? Oh, letting you know what we're doing today for posterity. What we're doing today is we're going to be doing we're going to find the Asari Ark, and if we have time, maybe we'll find the Turian Ark as well. So yeah, I think the Asari Ark mission is actually one of my favorites, despite some people's annoyance with Cora, and so yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. Frank, hello. Glad you could join us. Glad you could be here. I want to make sure that there's nothing left on Kadara that I still wanted to do. No, we've already... Yeah, we're going to settle Kadara at some point, but I'm not really going to do any of the settling stuff until later. Okay, so then, yeah, what we'll do then is we're going to focus on helping Cora track down the Asari Ark. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to head to Eos, follow that lead, and then I think after that it unlocks the next stage of that quest. Hey, John says John's weekend's going pretty good at a work party. John says he got totally wasted. You know, I'm 50-50 on that. I think if you have a group of folks that you work with that you can feel comfortable enough to do that around, hey man, that's great. That builds some kind of team camaraderie. I'm not sure how, but it just does. So that's cool, man. Glad you're enjoying your weekend. So I think this might be like a master sport. I think Cora was an Asari commando, something like that. We might hear a thing or two about that on this stream. So you know, I was never bugged by that as much as some other people were. I know she mentions it a lot, but it never bothered me quite as much.
Why an emergency meeting? I didn't call it.
I did. Got some disturbing news while we were on Kadara.
Oh crap.
There's some...
I'm gonna back at it. I can't, man. I'm just all over the place with messing stuff up today. I did not have. Hey,
you don't
say. Hey, cut it out. All right, there you go. I just realized I forgot to launch. Again, even though I had it open, I did not launch from Frosty. So, to make sure that all of the mods load appropriately, yeah, I know. Flucus, that's a very interesting question. So initially when the character reveal, and for anyone that's wondering, I'm just restarting because again, I did not launch from Frosty, so all of the mods weren't loading. So I'm just, I'm relaunching that. I'm relaunching the game real quick from Frosty. But yeah, Flucus, that's a very interesting question about Cora Harper's last name. So when the names first got revealed for all of the different characters, that was one of the things that was initially speculated upon, was whether or not there was any sort of relation between Cora and the Elusive Man. For those that aren't aware, the Elusive Man from the original trilogy, his name is, well, one of his name's possible pseudonyms is Jack Harper. And we learned about him in one of the comics that focuses on the First Contact War. So Jack Harper is his name, or was his name, before he became the Elusive Man. And so some people thought, well, if his last name is Harper and Cora is Cora Harper, maybe there's some relation there. I don't know that there was ever any substantial evidence beyond, beyond that name correlation, but that's one of the things that one of the theories that has been speculated upon. Some people think that we would have eventually gotten a more thorough answer to what happened with the Elusive Man. Some people thought that maybe he did have something to do with the Andromeda Initiative, and maybe the mysterious benefactor, even if it wasn't the Elusive Man, maybe it was someone working for him, etc. It's one of the theories that's out there. Matthias says, "Have fun, can't stay, don't want spoilers." Well, there is that. Emily says, "How about them Cowboys?" How about them Cowboys? I feel like I haven't looked at any scores today, which is kind of a little bit unusual. My fantasy football team has been doing pretty terrible, and I was honestly just. I woke up, had some breakfast, worked out, and I was getting down on Witcher 3 today earlier. I'll be real honest with you. I don't know what's gotten into me. I was playing Assassin's Creed Origins, and it's this weird thing, right? For some reason, Assassin's Creed Origins always makes me want to play Witcher 3. And I say for some reason, I think for people who have played both of those games, the similarities are pretty evident, right? It's pretty clear that the AC Origin team took some serious cues from Witcher 3, which is not a bad thing at all. I think that the open world nature of Origin is pretty clearly derived from the Witcher 3 motif, if you will. So yeah, not a bad thing at all. But for some reason, whenever I'm playing Assassin's Creed Origins, I'm always like, oh man, it reminds me of Witcher 3 so much. I got to go back and play. Janessa asks, am I going to play Odyssey? I really, really think I am. I'm actually quite looking forward to it. In addition to not really having a lot of time to play games right now because of work, also there's a lot of stuff to play. So trying to beat Spider-Man on PlayStation 4, which is almost going to be done, and then I want to beat Origin, Assassin's Creed Origin, before I go to Odyssey. But Odyssey is going to be on there, and then Red Dead Redemption's coming out in like a week or so, and I am super hyped for Red Dead Redemption 2, and so that's going to take up a ton of time as well. So Odyssey might not be until pretty far down the line. But it's definitely on the list. Man, and I apologize. I'm not sure what's going on, but the game is not. It's pretty much refusing to launch out of Frosty, and I don't know if that's just because the way I closed it before, it got angry at me. A plethora of ridiculousness today, from me not remembering to unmute myself, to the game now not wanting to launch. I can talk about Assassin's Creed all day, though. Man, I see Austin throwing out love for the Ezio trilogy, and I see Nighticon saying that Odyssey is the best. Now, I will have to wonder, have you played all of the Assassin's Creed games, or are you just saying it's kind of like your favorite out of the most recent? Because I am still a big fan of, well, Brotherhood, Assassin's Creed 2 are classics. I honestly think Revelations, from the mechanic standpoint, might have been better overall. But my personal favorite, even if I don't think it's the greatest, quote unquote, my personal favorite will always be Assassin's Creed 3. Just because I'm a casual history buff for American Revolution, era history, and so that is my personal favorite. But yeah, the entire Ezio trilogy is brilliant. Like, honestly, just completely brilliant. Yeah, John, I think I know what you're saying with the stealth, right? You're just kind of saying the stealth is not. You're saying it's just too difficult overall, or just kind of it wasn't to your liking. Because I can kind of agree that, like, there are stealth elements to Assassin's Creed, but the stealth system is not all that robust. It just doesn't really give you the same options as, say, other, like, full-blown stealth franchises. Hey Nicole, good to see you. You've got time to, you didn't miss much. If you were preparing your snacks and drinks, we had a little technical difficulties at the start. It should be good. I've now restarted Origin and Frosty Mod Manager. It should launch at this point. I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna try if it doesn't launch this time. Yeah, this is pretty weird. I cannot seem to get the game to launch from Frosty Mod Manager despite now having restarted Frosty Mod Manager. Let me see if I can get it to load something real quick, and then maybe once I load into a game and back out and try and start from Frosty, it should work. We'll see how this goes. I appreciate everyone's patience. You guys are fantastic. Matthias says, "Oh no, we're gonna have to play NBA." I mean, honestly, in the back of, it's not what I was not thinking NBA. In the back of my mind, I'm like, do I just fire up Witcher 3? Like, if I just pick up exactly where I left off on Witcher 3. And just have an episode where I talk about The Witcher. Okay, so now we're loaded back up. Let's quit properly from desktop, and let's hope that whatever the heck is going on with Frosty will just correct itself. Let's completely close out of Frosty. Let me make sure it's closed in the task manager. I don't see it. Okay. Yeah, it's this one. Jane says, just finished first playthrough of Mass Effect Andromeda. How awesome! Congrats. I really hope you you enjoyed it. You know, for all of the, you know, criticisms that are so often levied at Andromeda, particularly the ending, like the end game and that final mission, I thought that was so well done. I mean, you could tell it was definitely one of those things that they were mindful of from the very beginning, because of the controversy around the Mass Effect 3 ending. So that's definitely it's definitely something I think that they were thinking of. Yeah, this is just incredibly. I've never run into this before, which is why I'm not exactly sure what else I can try. I guess I'm going to try and quit Origin and then launch from Frosty, and then it'll prompt Origin to kick back up again, but... Austin says, and this is why I'm a console gamer. It's a give and take, man. I think that PC has so many different advantages, but you're right. There is something infinitely simpler about just putting in the disc or just starting up the app and just going from there. Emily, that's a great point. So you were saying how you like the fact that we could design the other sibling in Andromeda, and how maybe we could do something where we design, you know, an optional party member. I think that that's 100% true. And not only would I like something to that effect, what I would really like is if we could essentially design how they look, their class, all of these other things, and then on top of that, I would like it if you could have maybe like a choice of different like personality factors or background, so we could like mix and match maybe like five or six different background elements to their personality, so we would actually build a unique personality, not procedurally generated, but you can mix and match different morals or different goals that they have or different backgrounds that they have, so that we actually sort of get to piece together our own companions, at least one, if not multiple, and design how they look and design their class and everything. I would love something like that. Okay, it looks like this has worked. It looks like we finally got this to work. And again, you all are fantastic. You're listening to me ramble here as I try, as I'm like crossing my fingers, going, please can the technical difficulties just cut it out? All right, I think we got through it, folks. We did it together. Man, I was seriously thinking about giving you guys a Witcher 3 playthrough, though, I gotta say. Or an episode, at least a one-off. And someone said, I think it might have been John, who said Witcher 3 story was good, but you didn't care for the combat. You know, I don't know if I'm just weird or if it's just me. I personally love the combat in The Witcher 3. I think it's actually not even just good. I think it's phenomenal. And so, yeah, I think that might just be me, but I really like it. I'm playing it on the hardest difficulty, the Death March difficulty right now, and it's quite good. All right, let's get to this cutscene now and hope everything works out okay. All right, so again, for the third time, the second time that you guys can hear me at least, if everything goes well and the mods are all loaded correctly, we're going to be going to EOS to start tracking down the Asari Ark, and then we'll do Cora's loyalty missions, which is one of my favorite missions. That's why I really want to get a chance to do that one with you.
What's up, Ryder? Why an emergency meeting? I didn't call it.
I did. Got some disturbing news while we were on Kadara. There's some tension at the Krogan colony on Eladin. It's bad.
Tension among Krogan? You don't say.
I wouldn't waste your time with this if it wasn't important. We need to go.
I agree. Nakmor Morta made herself overlord of the colony. It's weird.
No. Our priority is the Archon. We have to remain focused on his next move.
Jaal's right. We won't make any rash decisions. Drax just brought a problem to the team. Let's dial down the emotions so we can be clear-headed. Well, as long as we're pitching stuff, I overheard
This is a
how
really
Laws on
important
Kadara
cutscene
talking
because
about
the one
activity in
cutscene
their
that everyone
mosques.
continually focuses
No,
on is the
that's the
one
system
one
where
of
Turing
the
Golden
team
World was supposed to
meetings
be.
prior to this, in which Ryder does not get the opportunity to
viable
appropriately
planets
dismiss
there.
the team,
Only an
and
asteroid
everyone
field
is
might
sort
have
of
been
giving their
destroyed
own
by
2 cents. They're
Kratos.
not really listening to
I heard
Ryder's
it is pretty
direction,
lofty.
and so much of the fan feedback was, "This is disappointing. I want to be a
Perfect.
leader the way Shepard
There's one
was."
thing I do know about.
And
Fighting
it's
pirates.
disengaging to see Ryder
But now
get
that we have
sort
the
of
transponder, we're so
trampled
close
by
to
the
finding
team.
location of
But
Archon's ship.
in a couple of these scenes, this one and then I think one after this, you actually get to see Ryder asserting herself a bit more. And you actually see the development of Ryder as a leader and taking more control of these team meetings. Like in this instance, not only for pacing reasons do I think that Eladin's insertion is a little bit annoying. I wish they would have incorporated that planet a little bit better. But also from the roleplay standpoint, it actually is more important to stay on top of the Archon. So I'm going to make this decision, and then you can kind of see the difference in demeanor compared to that earlier scene from Ryder.
I'm with you. I can't wait to find the Archon's ship. And then hopefully, Meridian. Anyway, get Callow the nav points for both Eladin and that potential Turian Golden World. We want all our options ready to go. Hey! I didn't say dismissed or meeting adjourned or anything. Meeting adjourned, as you were.
Right. So it's slightly better, right? Like it's getting slightly better. And then the one that's towards the end game is where you actually see Ryder really almost completely in control of the team. And so I know that these first couple of scenes and even that little moment there at the end where she's sort of slightly more comfortable but still not quite like a resolute leader. It's frustrating, but I think when you look at it as a whole, it's more interesting because you're actually seeing her develop as a leader as the mission continues. So anyway, that's one of my little call outs for that, because a lot of people criticize the earliest scene when Jaal first joins, and there's a lot more to it than that. It's about the character progression altogether. I have been saying for I don't know how many episodes that I need to actually build an upgraded armor. I think I'm still on the first armor, which doesn't seem to matter because the combat's really never all that difficult outside of a couple of instances. I mean, I'm on normal, so it's not that hard. I could just upgrade. Well, this is what I wanted to do, was to use the N7 armor, which I've actually changed to actually just be, it looks like the basic armor, but it's got the N7 stat boost for biotics. So yeah, so Flukas does mention that there is also some jank dialogue in that first sequence. I completely agree. There is some cringy dialogue in there, 100%. It's not just the development aspect of it. Copper and platinum. Can I just buy copper and platinum real quick from this station, or do I need to be on one of the... Yeah, no copper or platinum. Interesting. Oh, cool. All right, we got some copper, and then so that means we're just left with the need for some platinum, and then we'll be able to build this N7, but not really N7 armor Okay, that'll work. Until then, I'm just gonna keep rocking the base armor and not worry about it too much. Weapon-wise, I might roll this hurricane at some point because the hurricane is it's quite beautiful. And oh wait, do I need Ezo for this? I need some additional Ezo. Interesting. Okay. And then for right now, I think all right, I'm just gonna stick with what weapons we have.
Report from the Nexus. Population's growing as people wake up. Lots of hopefuls waiting for a home.
Bradley will have all the help he can take.
They'll be starting crops soon.
Hey, Emmerich. Good evening from London, you say. Well,
Can't tell if they have enough water.
Good afternoon from Texas. Glad you could be here, and thanks for
I grew up on
joining.
a little cargo freighter. Only saw gardens in vids, but I always loved them. I daydreamed about planting a big rose garden when we got here, and still imagine it sometimes. Roses in Helios.
There have been several instances on the playthroughs that I've done where I think it's sort of a sweet, endearing idea that Cora likes gardens, but Alicia Ryder in this instance I think would take slightly after her dad and think more pragmatically and be like, yeah, food first, then flowers.
Let's get everyone fed before we start flower gardens.
Fair. But everyone around here has dreams. I didn't for a while. After I left the Asari Commandos, well, I didn't leave. My mentor, Nasira, said I should go.
Why?
The initiative would suit you better, was all she said. Being a huntress suited me fine, but she insisted.
It sounds like she cared more about what you needed than about what you wanted.
I didn't need to be rejected. Still, that's familiar. When your biotics are honed into huntress-grade weapons, people can be weird about it. The initiative seemed better. Just didn't see how I'd fit into their brave new galaxy. I never fit anywhere before. Then I met some jerk named Ryder. Talked about traveling to Andromeda like he was teaching you how to see it.
In the prequel novel Initiation, which was written by Mac Walters and N.K. Jemisin, I really think Cora's character was expanded upon really, really well. And also, for that matter, Dad Ryder's character was expanded upon. And the real gist of it from the character development standpoint for Cora, and I think it was a really interesting, character, but also thematic point to have been made, is essentially what Alec Ryder is trying to get her to understand is you want to be somewhere that is set up by someone else, and you're a capable person, you're a good soldier, you're a good leader, biotic, all these other things, but you want to be in someone else's thing, and you're sort of afraid to sort of be the one crafting what something is, like crafting your own institution, culture, team, whatever it is. And he's like, and that's the opportunity that you have with the Andromeda Initiative, and that's why your mentor sent you here. Like, this is what you need to be, one of the people who's defining something. Anyway, that's what I think of when these conversations happen. I wish more of that was in the game and not left in the books, but it makes the novel pretty interesting.
What part of that vision made you want to take the plunge?
A civilization where everyone had a place, even AI, or an overpowered human biotic. Your father said, I get being different. Now imagine being welcome and making others like you welcome too.
Yeah, basically
when
that.
I was 13, I could warp a steel girder. He made me wonder, what if someone had told me that's okay?
He gave you a dream to work toward. He was good at that.
Who doesn't want to belong? Especially somewhere like the Initiative. So I gave the Initiative my all. Kept thinking of the niche I wanted. My rose garden. I thought I knew what I was going to be.
This is about not taking over as Pathfinder?
Didn't think it would still sting. Nasira, your father, even my parents. They leave, I'm left without answers. Nowhere to stand.
she's got to make her own answers. I can't remember which of these dialogue options I like best, and they both feel vague as far as the text summary. But essentially, she's gotta find her own answers, right? None of this is fair. Move on, Cora. I mean, both of those are true. I feel like move on, Cora sounds... I'm not sure which one sounds harsher. I'm not trying to be harsh. It's just one of those moments where you kind of have to be tough with people and tell them to, you know, to buck up a bit. None of this is fair. I mean, it's not fair, but you don't necessarily want to focus on the fact that... I'm going to go with move on, Cora, but I honestly don't remember which of these I like better.
It sucks, but it happened. We need your mind on the mission.
That's good enough.
Always is. But I'm human too. Need time to find a way through. And if we find Meridian, maybe someday I'll have roses too.
And Seven Taylor with a bunch of spoilers in the chat. Did you know that Cora was trained by Asari commandos? I mean, wow, man, you got to put a spoiler tag on that. That's just too big of a revelation. Oh, look, we can scan these. All right, so we've had a nice little chat with Cora, which is good because I think it'll be in keeping kind of with what we're going for here. Let's head down to EOS. We'll follow that one lead.
You have new email at your terminal, Pathfinder.
Oh, thanks, Sam. On the one hand, yeah, thanks, Sam, for letting me know that I have email. On the other hand, like, Jesus Christ, it's like a feature from, like, AOL in the 90s.
So, Callow, who's that woman I keep seeing you with on the Nexus?
What? Whom?
You're always short of credits after we come back.
You know, I sometimes forget about this little
It's complicated.
mini subplot they give Callow, where apparently he's got a bit of a lady friend somewhere on the Nexus, which is nice, but he just needed so much more. Like, that's one tiny little wrinkle that's sort of alluded to. He just needed more. Like, there needed to be more stuff going on with him. And I just, you know, really feel like we never got it. So that's unfortunate. Oh, hey, look at that. That's the, that is, the Raptor rifle is not normally in black. That is a mod that I created, which you can find on the Nexus mod website, Nexus. And I forgot I've still got that loaded in there. So, hey, there you go. Also, I basically make it function like an assault rifle and not a sniper rifle. So I take the it doesn't zoom in. It doesn't have the scope functionality on there. Zoe, also, you're right. I agree with you about how telling her to move on is not the worst thing. I think it's, in all honesty, it's probably the best thing for her, because it's one of those instances where, you know, you might try to give her some reassurance or some comfort, but at the end of the day, sort of like exhorting her to be stronger is really the thing that's going to give her the most impact, the most improvement. Consumables, yeah, shield and incendiary is fine. And we'll see how things go down on EOS.
Now orbiting Kadara.
Emily asks, have we decided who to romance? And yeah, so John is correct. We're going with Suvi. So we will be romancing Suvi, as Suvi is awesome and she has a great accent.
Ready to fly,
And
Pat?
she's smart and knows things about science.
Find something?
Something pinged us. An ID request. The Tempest auto-responded.
We'll keep an eye out in the sector.
Alright, so we have a little bit of an anomaly. I think I remember what this quest is, and I don't care about it. Yeah, it's a ZK
satellite?
thing.
Is that what pinged us in the sector?
It's pulsing an initiative call response code. Someone knows our tech inside and out.
Oh,
Let's get a scan.
Jesus. For roleplay reasons, I feel like I can't ignore this, so let's just start this, but I'm not going to bother with it. Austin says, and she likes to lick rocks. I mean, look. She's the adventurous sort. What are you going to do?
Anti-trackback measure? Drive system overloaded. Not quick enough, though. I got a serial that has triggered an alert.
Pathfinder, we are to contact Director Addison as soon as possible.
What is going on?
The satellite tracks initiative shipments and allocates emergency drops without authorization. No ZK tracker satellites were authorized or deployed by the Nexus. Of course they weren't. And then we have to speak with Addison. But I do think that this quest was interesting. It's not, yeah, I just don't feel like doing it now. Are we heading to Prodormos? Yeah, okay. I see it. I see what you did there. Alright, let's, we're taking Cora and Vetra because they are my favorites.
Descent is green.
Coordinating. Path is calm.
Back where we really started. What's new on our first home?
Oh, that's right. Now we've got it opened up because the radiation has died down.
Requires caution.
They never learn. What else?
The atmosphere continues to clear, but radioactive hazards pool in some areas. Study is ongoing. And remnants remain active on the surface, but also as detected by seismic readings.
Point of contact for all this?
Your people, Pathfinder. Prodromos is expanding, with all the trials and discovery that building an outpost represents.
Grounded in research.
All data about newly accessible EOS is from their work.
Well, let's make sure it gets the attention it deserves.
Okay. The thing that we're going for first is... Alright, so that should be... Oh, that's right. We got to talk to the one person who's in the settlement, and then they send us out into the desert somewhere. Got it. Okay. I still would have liked to have seen the settlements have a little more, and granted, Prodromos is probably the most impressive looking one. I just would have liked if we would have seen them develop a little bit more, just a little bit more of diversity as far as how they looked, a little bit more uniqueness to the look of them would have been nice. But it is, you know, I mean, you're just starting out. You're making a settlement on a planet you just found. Pretty damn good.
Armed and armored. Good for you. I could have used that ordnance a few weeks ago.
I'm Ryder, the human pathfinder.
Lieutenant Harper, we're looking for the Asari Ark.
So am I. Watching the skies every day, praying they survived the Kett.
The evidence pointed to the Kett being involved.
The way pain is involved when you get burned.
What happened?
The Ket chased our Ark across the cluster. But these weren't their regular soldiers. They were hunters. Elite killers.
None of the Arks are armed. I don't like those odds.
They kept shooting to slow us down. Peeled one deck like an orange. A bridge officer, Sarissa something, gave the evacuation order. Hundreds of people, all trying to flee. It was...
Where could we look for the Ark?
We lost track. But they launched a ship to help evacuees, and her crew would know. You'd have to find her. Follow the transponder, maybe.
Our Tempest is designed to find needles in haystacks. We'll handle this.
The ship's called the Paraphona. I'll give you her transponder codes and last flight plan. Thank you. It's good to see the Ket aren't the only ones winning.
Alright, so once we track that transponder code here, I think that wraps up the sort of goose chase element of finding the Asari Ark, and then we can proceed to the actual mission. Oh wait, do we not have to go out somewhere? Oh wait, so then we're going to Vold. That's right. Okay, so we go here, we talk to this person, and then we goose chase on Vold. Fantastic. Going back to that ice cube. Okay. Yeah, again, I can understand sort of the sentiment of what they were going for. They wanted it to be a quest chain of sorts. I just think that could have been a little more creative in how they had you sort of planet hop to find the Asari Ark. Yes, I did call Vold an ice cube.
Gil's ready to talk to you about the Ket transmitter.
Gil can wait, Callow. I don't want to. For once, this is the one point where I actually do kind of have to stop chasing the critical path, because it just goes a little too fast, and also for story / roleplay reasons. Even though you can do the loyalty mission, or not loyalty, but whatever you want to call them, the squad mate missions after the main quest concludes, I just always feel that from like story standpoint, it would make sense that you're trying to find the Arks as fast as possible.
Back towards Vold.
I'm picking up something.
Beginning approach.
Vold orbit is steady.
Oh, and then I think PB wants something on here as well. We might be able to swing by and do that for her also.
Approaching the LZ.
Yeah, Nicole, I agree with you about that, about the one quest where you're trying to cure the plague, and it's another one that, from like story standpoint, if I'm trying to like immerse myself in the role play, it's like, well, I can't ignore this. This is huge. This should be really important, but instead it just ends up sort of like playing tag with a bunch of different objective markers. You know, just run to a place and hit something, and then run to another place, and like you said, backtracking that just felt completely unnecessary. Janessa, I agree with you. Kadara is my favorite planet. If we're not counting like Habitat 7 technically, then yeah, I would say Kadara is probably my favorite overall. Oh, dang, I don't have any... Wow, that's right. When I came here before, I didn't do anything. I just triggered the rescue the Moshai thing, so I have no fast travel points here. Okay. You know, I feel like I should have liked Havarl a lot more than I did. I just felt it was, for lack of a better term, it's just a lot of trash mobs. You're just getting jumped by little critters all the time, and it's super annoying. And the tropical sort of overgrown feel of it is interesting, but not my favorite. Yeah, and what's sad about it, too, is like there was no planet that I just straight up loved. I think Kadara, once you get the vault activated, is the closest to that. John, that's a good call out. The asteroid, I forget what the exact designation was, HC-47 or something like that. That's fun to just drive the Nomad around and, you know, see how far you can jump. I admit that's pretty interesting. Mike, glad you could make it. You've missed a slight bit, but we did have some technical difficulties early on, so we're really just kind of getting into it now, and we're trying to get everything we need to do Cora's mission with the Asari Ark.
I know. Who knows how much time we have?
That's the wrong size replacement. Panic is wasting time.
As much as I would like to pretend I'm going to go through here and do everything with the Angara now, I'm not. That is one of those things that I might save for post-campaign stuff. Although it's going to... Yeah, it's going to make us do the cutscene.
I'm Anyek Dozil, commander of this encampment. You're welcome here as an ally of the Angara.
Thank you for allowing us into your base, Commander.
Your actions display your soul's intentions. I hope you will join the fight against the Ket. We've held the Ket at bay, but have been unable to deal a decisive blow. The longer things drag on, the greater our disadvantage.
If your current approach isn't working, we'll need to find another one.
Our main problem is a lack of fighters. If you want to know where you can make a difference, go to the post that overlooks the valley. Nothing happens on Vold without our lookouts knowing about it. Before you go, is there anything else I can help you with?
That's it for now.
I'll be here if you have any questions.
Hey, look, it's Joel.
I should be going out there with you. Waiting around makes me unhappy. I'll keep my comms open so I can keep up with what you're doing.
Alright.
Sounds good.
Thanks, Joel.
In the meantime, is there anything I can help with?
Nah, just sit here. We'll be back.
I have to get going.
I actually do think, as I said in one of the other
Stay
ones,
clear,
that
Pathfinder.
the side plot of helping the Angara with the war on Vold is somewhat satisfying. Again, it's one of those things, you know, I say this over and over again. I feel like they could have done it better, but the idea of helping you to feel the plight and the struggle of the Angara during this war, and it's been prolonged and really affected their lives on Vold. I think they communicate that. You feel it. Not as maybe as much as you could, but there's a couple of nice little moments that I enjoy.
Tempest, we're going to need the Nomad. My position.
Deploying forward station. Good luck, Ryder.
Activating automated forward station deployment.
Here we go. God, that's still cool every time it happens. I don't care what anybody says.
Mining zones have been added to your nav system, Pathfinder.
Okay, Sam, what's Vold got for us?
Ket activity appears to be centered around this large central command post. According to Resistance intelligence, the base coordinates all Ket military efforts on Vold.
And taking it down will cripple their operations.
In theory. However, given the trouble the Angara Resistance has had infiltrating the base, it will not be a simple task. I recommend a more cautious approach that starts with the investigation of smaller Ket installations.
What about the Angara, the Resistance? What's their status?
Resistance dispatches indicate there is someone in Hajara who needs help. We could visit Tekix, a larger and more established Angara Dar that is nearby.
Sounds good. Thanks, Sam.
Pathfinder, Vold's temperature range is fixed well below freezing, with pockets of even more severe conditions. This necessitates the use of the Nomad. I advise against prolonged exposure to the cold.
Got it. Don't crash the car.
Our scans have detected remnant monoliths, which suggests the presence of a vault.
That means we might be able to melt this ice cube.
Ha! See, I'm not the only one who calls it an
Alright,
ice cube.
we got our work cut out for us. Let's get going.
Yeah, Shade Shepherd, this is on PC with an Xbox One controller. Which is I think
The Nomad's got safety
might
if you
have
drive
done
up this mountain, right?
one
Trust
playthrough
me.
mouse and
Please be
keyboard
careful,
for Andromeda. I know I've done the original trilogy mouse and keyboard, but I really feel like Mass Effect is made for a controller. As much as I am a PC gamer, I think it does best with a controller. I always did feel like Vold did the best at feeling hazardous because of the cold, a lot more so than Eos with the radiation or Eladin with just the heat.
We're out of the worst of it. Temperature should be manageable now.
That's right, we got a little skirmish here as
coming
well.
this way! Hit them fast before they reach the base!
Oh, there he goes. I totally forgot I had a scope on this. On this pistol, which I'm not a fan of, but so be it.
Nice work.
Scott, they almost got past me.
Easy. Are you alright?
Better now that those Ket are dead. Ah, I thought I could lead them the other way. If you hadn't come along, they'd be halfway to our camp by now.
How bad are you hurt? Can you make it back?
It'll be comical, but I can walk. And I know a secret route to the camp. Just wide enough for one. I can get back faster than you're over.
Have the Ket tracked down the resistance here?
No, these scum caught a signal flash and were too stubborn to ignore it. You didn't give them time to report in. All their superiors will know is that they went missing in the blizzard.
We have to keep going.
Go. I'll roll the Ket bodies off the cliff before I head back.
Yeah, Janessa, that's the whole thing about Sam constantly telling you the environmental conditions. That was, I think that was the first successful, or it was like the first finished mod that anybody made for Andromeda, which really says a lot. People did not enjoy that, and I think they tried to patch out some of it, like they tried to reduce it, but even so, the mod was still is very popular. Oh, it's good to know there's platinum on this planet as well, because I kind of need some of that for the N7 armor, so, and Ezo for that matter. Here's some beryllium, which I don't really need, but that's fine.
But there's Ket in there.
Nope, not yet. Okay, set that, and then we'll go here, and then I think PB's thing is, yeah, it's right there, so it's along the way. Alright, let's do this. Let's go say hi to some cat.
Imagine the heating bills if we settled here.
Nice stop. Prime. Tracking missile.
Pathfinder, that message console can be hacked.
Yeah, that throw-pull combo is still my favorite thing. You know what is weird, though, is that like this thing is totally on fire and it still doesn't warm me up. Oh, do we still have enemies? Oh, come on. I can't remember if I have any interest in this. I think this is that one of those weird go to each one of the camps and touch the thing and then the mission's over.
So there's a control center for Ket shuttles on Fold.
This message contains a fragmented passcode. If we find more terminals, I can reassemble it.
And we can take out the control center.
I did think that sliding around on the ice was kind of interesting, though. We should have a way station and then...
Head ahead, Pathfinder. I recommend caution.
And then we'll get to the first signal for the paraphone.
Don't worry, BB. We're going to bring the Asari Ark home.
Who's worried? The Lucinia's okay or it's not. Either way, not much I can do.
You don't care that thousands of your people are missing?
Picking up a faint signal. Looks like a friendly ship.
It matches the transponder code for Asari survey vessel, Perifona.
That's the ship Hidaria mentioned.
We might be close.
Activating automated forward station deployment.
Those clouds are really something.
Whatever you
Yeah,
think of it,
I mean,
this
in
is a
particular in that dialogue,
They said
Lucas.
it was a golden world. I'm still reeling.
I agree. She sounds just really disingenuous. Now I don't know if that's affected intentionally, but yeah, she does sound sort of not a lot of depth to the emotion in that delivery. I think she has some better moments though, but I kind of agree with you on that one. And again, I know some of you are saying like I've never done these missions. Like to me, this part of it is so. Again, I get what they were going for. They wanted to make you feel like you really had to hunt down the Ark. You can't just go straight to it. You know, you had to go through a process of finding it. I get that. I just don't find a lot of this stuff to be nearly as compelling. Really, the cool part is actually just doing the mission. Say, where is this thing?
I can't believe you're so blasé about the Asari Ark. We're stuck here with 100 problems. We need support, experience.
Oh, yay. Let's get more old biddies arguing over what to do. Wait long enough, and 9 times out of 10, problems fix themselves.
If you won't give a damn about
What the hell? That's so
Asari Ark,
stupid.
then I will.
Did she seriously just say
Problem
that?
solved.
9 times out of 10, problems fix themselves. Which ones? What do you mean they fix themselves? Like, which ones? 9 times out of 10? Jesus Christ, is she the one that taught Liam to do push-ups? Like, are you kidding me? Honestly, I don't know if I've just never heard that before. Did she really just say 9 times out of 10 problems solve themselves? Which ones? Like, if you have like an Omni tool that's broken and it's not working, does it just fix itself? If your biotic amp is just discharging too much energy, is that going to fix itself? If you're sick and you need medicine, is that going to fix itself? Jesus, if you don't have a personality, PB, and you don't take any responsibility for what you should be doing to help the crew, is that going to fix itself? Everybody thinks you're boring and dumb. Is that going to fix itself? We're just going to shoot you out of an airlock? Jesus Christ. She said 9 times out of 10 problems fix themselves. I feel like kicking her out of the Nomad right now and just letting her walk back to the Tempest. Good Lord.
Huh. I thought this would be the periphona.
Ice or mineral deposit. Maybe reflecting false positives. The real signal must be relatively close.
Oh, platinum. I need that. PB said 9 times out of 10 problems solve themselves. Oh, that's just genius. Okay. I mean, look, it's not as bad as having bad push-up form, okay? But it's still not that great. All right, next one up. Let's get this.
Really putting your heart into finding the Asari Ark, aren't you?
Sorry if that's inconvenient. I know you've got a busy day of not giving a shit.
Hey, I give a shit. I give lots of shits. I just don't need to give one about the Lucinia because you do. You've got enough shit giving for a herd.
Okay, thanks.
If I recall, there's some sort of amicable and or redeeming resolution to this little conversation between Cora and PB. And maybe there's a little more to it, if I recall correctly. PB sort of redeems herself, but she still said 9 times out of 10 problems solve themselves, which, as someone who fancies himself somewhat of a problem solver, I'm offended. I think I might even be full-blown triggered. Is this what it's like to be triggered? I think I was actually triggered by PB's comment. All right. Emily says, "Keep the change." I appreciate that. That is a reference from one of our last streams. I think it was the last one. Keep the change. McMike says the proper push-up form is with your elbows pulled in. Essentially, yeah, which is really weird too, because some people actually teach that you should flare out, and that's not exactly true, or it's not true intentionally. But yeah, more or less, having your elbows pulled in is part of it. One of the indicators is
local frequency interference.
You really wouldn't see a lot of movement in your forearms, right? Like your elbows and forearms are mainly static,
So,
and you're
Cora,
contracting the chest
you
muscle.
like numbers, contingencies, all that. We're going to make it here, aren't we?
I hope so.
It'd be pretty stupid to come all this way just to fail.
True.
Cool. Good to know.
False signal. 1 down.
Yeah, like this aspect of it is just it's just dumb. Like, it's just ridiculous, the fact that you just go from one spot to another. And even if you went straight to the, I think it's one of those things where it's not even the same one each time. You kind of have to go through all of them, so it's pretty dumb. God, is it just me, or is the Nomad extra sluggish right now? No matter what mode I put it in, it seems to be dragging. Only because I don't feel like backtracking again. We're gonna get PB some REM tech real quick for her little personal thing as well. That's another one where like just getting to PB's mission involves a lot of stuff that just really shouldn't be necessary.
Should be able to locate these glyphs, Pathfinder.
That should do it.
Yeah, Flucus, that is a better example, right, of some of the ones that they did in the original trilogy with Liara and the Shadow Broker Spy. I agree. There are definitely some instances where it was handled better as far as like trying to discover. No, wait, there's another one, right? Right.
Keep trying. We'll get it.
So I got that one. Huh, where was the other one? Oh, that's always interesting when you see there's like the phantom objects in the scanner. That's always fun. Is there actually one underground? Because otherwise I don't see any other... I don't see any other glyphs. If I'm not mistaken, I think this one, there's an underground entrance somewhere around here. Alright, let's get back to the Nomad so we don't freeze to death trying to find this damn thing.
I hear you were like a human huntress or something.
I served with Asari commandos, if that's what you mean.
Oh, did you now, Cora?
So weird. Can't imagine fighting someone else's wars.
I was there to learn.
Learn what?
Patience, apparently.
How long have the Angara been fighting the Ket? Must feel like forever.
They're a tough bunch. I wonder if the Angara would let us train with them. I'd like to see their methods.
Am I just crazy, or was that the only one? Oh, that's right. Okay, sorry. That was the only one. My bad.
Is this what you need for your project, PB?
Looks like it. Very cool little piece of REM tech. REM tech? Yeah. Shortcut I made up. REM is short for remnant, and noted.
Again, that's one of those where I just go,
Anytime we come across ruins like this, let's scrounge what we can.
why?
Appreciate it. Come see me on the ship. I'll give you an update on the project.
Pathfinder, I detect Ket among this salvage.
Serving with Asari commandos doesn't make you Asari.
When did I say that?
You sure act like it sometimes. It's kind of funny. Just saying, don't be that person. Nothing worse.
That's such a weird exchange. Like, PB seems to care nothing about being Asari except for when Cora does. Like, maybe someone should tell PB not to be that person.
This is the source of the periphone's signal.
Oh god. And there's Ket on site. Let's clear them out.
Alright, I love how PB, like, announces her power and then does nothing. She's like a goddamn anime character. Whew, there he goes.
That's the Perifona, all right. What's left of her?
Definitely Ket weapons fire.
Looks like they crashed trying to escape.
This wasn't just a crash. The Ket pulverized the ship. No survivors.
Cora's helmet is so cool. I think it's one of the better helmets. I think there's a mod where you can have Ryder wear the helmet.
Without the crew, we've lost our best lead to the Asari Ark.
But this is stupid. If they want Asari for exaltation, why not take the crew alive?
It's like they saw the Perifona itself as a threat. But it's no match for a Ket cruiser.
Ryder, Cora, we've got a flight recorder here.
It's in bad shape. But let's see what...
Final log. If the Ark ever finds this, we failed.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with PB. Like, we're in, like, sub-zero temperatures, and she's got a weird face mask and a jacket that doesn't fit. I just never have understood how they get past the... I mean, shouldn't everyone's default armor look like it's survivable in multiple different conditions?
Anyway, we could use that or the flight recorder to find the Ark.
If the nav record survived, we could trace the Perifona's flight path. Might lead us to them.
I can assist.
I'll take a look when we get back. Still lots to do.
Woohoo! Alright, so at least we leveled. Alright, so On hold, wait for Cora to decipher the thingamajigger. Good lord. That better mean, like, by the time I get back to the Tempest, because I really wanted to knock out that mission today. Unless maybe if I do some of the tracking for the Turian stuff and then come back, maybe that will help.
Oh, Gil wanted you to check in.
Yeah, well, Gil wants a lot of things. Gil basically wants us to go find the Archon right now, and so that's a negative Ghost Rider. That's interesting, but also not timely yet. Diplomatic efforts. And then I think Dunn wants help with the outbreak thing. Yeah, a bunch of... You know what? This is just going to be like real life. I'm just going to ignore my email inbox. Hey, Lucas, aka Fusslecorn, what's up, man? Good to see you here. I don't know if you've gotten our email. Spoiler alert. I don't know how much we're supposed to talk about this ahead of time. There may be another 4-person co-op stream coming up in the future. So, just a heads up on that, people. I guess let me talk to PB real quick. I'm trying to figure out what will trigger Cora being ready to do this.
No peeking. I'm putting the finishing touches on my personal project.
I thought you said it was on the Nexus.
I'm just perfecting the final component here, or should I say, trying to. Several of the crew have offered to help, and I keep politely declining.
Lorenzio, what's going on? What's up?
So, thank you for retrieving that critical piece of Remtech, but kindly stop digging.
I'm naturally curious, and I'm sure the crew just wants to bond.
Curious is good. Builds anticipation. I'll leave the bonding to you. Not my style. I realize it must be hard being the Pathfinder and not being able to know everything. But there's so much you can do that no one else can. It's safe to say that you, my friend, are one of a kind.
This is an odd. I've got 2 different flirt options, neither of which I... Well, does she want to take... I mean, I feel like... I don't know if this is just me, like from the roleplay standpoint. I'm like, how annoyed is Alicia Ryder with PB? Not... I don't know. This one's not a flirt option. It's just like a friendly one. Are one of a kind. We both are. Is that all you care about? I don't know. I just want to see what this is.
I hope I'm not just your latest cure for boredom.
Me too. Don't worry. I doubt I've seen all your bells and whistles. But no more distractions. The next time you're on the Nexus, my project will be done. Come by, and I'll unveil it. Now, if you will, please leave me to my own devices.
Oh, great. PB's is already, like, ready to go, and we're still waiting for Cora. So what's the quickest...
Hey, can I see you in the med bay?
Sure. Unless it's one of those weird ones where Lexi just says, hey, can I see you in the med bay? And then maybe she doesn't really need to see us in the med bay. 1 second. I'm alive, I promise. Jesus Christ, I'm not dead, guys. Okay? I didn't die in the span of... Oh, Jesus Christ. I almost swallowed a bug. That's the craziest shit I've ever said on a live stream. That is possibly the dumbest, craziest thing I've ever said on a live stream. But I'm pretty sure I almost swallowed an insect. It was like a small little... I don't know what it was. Maybe like a fruit fly or a gnat or something, and it landed smack dab in the middle of the monitor. And I was like, get the fuck off my monitor. And then, I don't know, it flew away. And then as soon as I opened my mouth to talk again, I was like, ah! And I'm like, what the fuck? And, yeah, I kind of coughed and then spit out a tiny little, whatever it was, like a small one. Not like a house fly, but like a fruit fly or a gnat or something. Russell Corn says, what do you mean almost? That's free protein. Well, you know, there is that. I mean, I hate to put the little fucker to waste, but yeah, that wasn't in my diet for today. Was not planning to eat a bug. For all the shit that we talk about Subi licking rocks, I mean, at least she's never swallowed a bug. Or almost swallowed a bug. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, so let's just count the number of things that have gone wonky today. Number one, I started the stream with my mic muted for the first 5 minutes. I couldn't get the game to launch, and now I've almost eaten an insect. I hope this is the extent of it. Oh, Jesus. All right, let's talk to Cora.
They aren't just conquerors or slavers. The Ket turn everything you are to their advantage. Worst kind of enemy. The one that makes you fight your own people.
That's what Jal faces every day, now that we know the truth.
Friends, neighbors, all changed. And they're loyal to what changed them.
You're pretty worked up about this.
Kandros wants strategies for handling the Ket. I talked with Drac, putting ideas together. Expand our guerrilla tactics, get Angaran military advisors, research exaltation. Just, I don't know. Wish your dad could give me his take.
Lorenzio, AC Origins is really good. I thoroughly enjoy it. I have not beaten it yet. Wait, so you're saying, Lorenzio's saying you hated... Oh, no, wait. Last one you played was Unity, and you hated what they did with Odyssey. Okay, so if you're already playing Odyssey and don't like it, I don't think you're going to like Origins. I haven't played Odyssey, but I understand that they're actually very similar. And I like Origins, so I'm looking forward to playing Odyssey. If you don't like Odyssey, I don't think you're going to like Origins. It depends on what you don't like about Odyssey. If you like the gameplay but just don't like the story, I don't know. I can't comment on that yet because I haven't experienced the story in Odyssey. I think the story in Origins is okay. It's not great, but it's pretty good. One of the yeah, okay, so that's okay. Let me you know what the heck, Cora can wait. I'm gonna go on this rant about Assassin's Creed real quick. It's not even a rant, it's just a thought. I get what you're saying. Like, as I'm playing Origins, and I mentioned this earlier on the stream, that when I play Assassin's Creed Origins, it makes me feel like playing The Witcher 3. Like, it makes me want to go out and play The Witcher 3 because clearly they're trying to pull a lot from The Witcher 3. And as I understand it, Odyssey goes even further down that path. And so, as a lifelong fan of Assassin's Creed, I get what you're saying. It doesn't feel like 2, it doesn't feel like 3, it doesn't feel like Black Flag, it doesn't feel like the Assassin's Creed that we know, and I used to love those games. I think even Unity started to get away from that a little bit. In Syndicate, to me, although a lot of people didn't like Syndicate, I love Syndicate, and I thought it felt like a true Assassin's Creed game, and I thought that the story was good, and I liked the characters, even though they weren't my favorite. So I get what you're saying. Origins is not really an Assassin's Creed game either, to be perfectly honest. It does not feel like what you've been used to if you've been playing the franchise for a long time. So I'm saying if you don't like Odyssey, you're probably not going to like Origins, unfortunately. I like Origins and Odyssey, but that's only because I've just accepted the fact that basically they're like RPGs almost. They're almost like trying to copy The Witcher 3 with a little bit of Assassin's Creed mixed in, and they're really not Assassin's Creed games. I just kind of accepted that going in, and I'm able to enjoy them. That's it. Rant over. What is she gonna say? Yeah, she's gonna support her dad. Dad would have helped.
If his experience fell through, he always had smarts to fall back on.
And now, Nasira, your father, they always had a plan I could follow. Without one, it's too easy for people to get hurt. Like now. The Initiative's plans are shot, and people die because of it.
We're facing challenges we could never have prepared for.
At least now we can prepare to fight the Cat. Sarissa will have a strategy. Just need to find her and the other Asari. It'll be good to have certainty again. We got it, Ryder.
You patched up the Asari flight recorder?
Some old access codes, a little data recovery from Sam. We have the Asari Ark's last heading.
Good.
Nav points are set. We can head there whenever you're ready.
Remember the survey ship. This might not be pretty. Are you?
Handling tough stuff is my job. We need the Asari and Sarissa more than ever. I trust you to find them before the Ket do.
All right. Boom. Okay, we're good. Which means we can now... Yep, we can now head that way. All right, finally, an hour and a half into this deal. We are actually ready to do this.
I'm going to do it. I've run all the tests. It's non-toxic. If we're going to live here, someone has to take the plunge and actually try to eat things.
You mean like insects, Subi?
Dr. Tapero, please do something.
Don't do it, Suvi.
You told on me. We're friends. You, sir, are uninvited from all my parties.
Look, Subi, I can tell you from experience, you probably should not try and eat whatever it was you were about to eat. I as an experimental eater, I know these things. It's not going to be good.
Fold orbit is steady. Anomaly on sensors.
All right, here we go. Nicole, yeah, I mean, you did, people aren't even trolling you. I did kind of almost die. I mean, quote unquote, almost die as much as anyone almost dies in a live stream of Mass Effect Andromeda.
I'm picking up something.
Oh, there we go.
Probes launched. This is Cora's nav point?
Alright, as much as it would be interesting to annoy Cora by bringing PB, we're not going to do that. And instead, we're going to bring... Who have I not brought before? You know what? It might make sense to bring Drac, to be honest. I'm not bringing Liam, he's annoying. What the heck? We'll bring... I don't think it matters. I don't think any of them actually have much dialogue or anything in this one. Oh, and that's right. Mods. Yeah, take that off. Don't want the scope, and I don't particularly care about the melee, so we'll just do that. Are bugs the sworn enemy of the door now? I think that is an appropriate idea. I agree with that. This can now be instantiated as Codex added canon. Bugs are now the sworn enemy of the door, and not only that, but they are invading, and we should all be prepared.
We're approaching the nav points Cora found. Something's there. It might be an Ark, but the damn scourge isn't helping.
Sam, help out with the sensors.
Hard to believe the Lucinia could survive in all this.
Why would the Asari Ark be here?
Might be lost or looking for something. Sarissa will have plans for those decimation hunters. Wrote the manual on crisis situations.
The commando you mentioned, you still believe she'll save the day?
Sarissa was a legend even before she was the Pathfinder's bodyguard. She'll have a plan.
Aha! Detecting an initiative vessel.
Reading life signs. And minimal power. Multiple hull breaches. She's a wreck.
Nicole, do I remember the mod for Alicia Ryder's complexion? Not off the top of my head, but I can definitely tweet it out later, because I've got it somewhere.
If she's space-worthy and her crew's alive, that's all we need. Callow, take us in.
I'll try. Must be one docking bay still holding together.
Alright, here we go.
We're aboard. Any response to comms?
Nothing. Maybe their sensors are busted. What a mess. No space battle did this. They had borders. Hello? Anyone?
Beginning decompression. Die, you cat monsters.
We're not Ket! We're a Pathfinder team!
Ryder, Lieutenant Harper, and... Sam, just send her our agent codes.
Confirmed. Sorry. I'm Captain Atandra, of what's left of the Lucinia. Come up to the bridge. Maybe you can help fix this mess.
So much for trying to help.
This area saw combat action. No bodies, though.
Yeah, they got pretty severely wiped out. You look at that maintenance crew, security team, medical. I mean, they're basically down to no one. I mean, I always think, maybe it wouldn't have been DLC worthy, but it still would have been interesting to see, you know, the events that transpired that sort of led up to all this with the Asari Ark. Janessa, how come the lights are purple? I don't know. That's how you know it's Asari. It looks cool. I was actually going to say I just kind of like the atmosphere of this mission anyway. So, yeah. Purple lights means that they're Asari.
Pathfinder team into space?
Respectfully, yes. We can't take any more chances.
Sarissa Theris, Pathfinder. Don't mind the captain. Scolding me eases her blood pressure.
Ryder, I hadn't heard you were the Asari Pathfinder.
The last we knew, ma'am, Matriarch Ashara was Pathfinder with you acting as her Tiamna. I served with Asari Commandos, ma'am. Memorized all your battle manuals.
Matriarch Ashara is dead. Sarissa was next in line. Her battle manuals haven't kept the cat off my ark.
What happened? Why are the Ket after you?
Matriarch Ashara died trying to negotiate with those Ket bastards, so I took something precious from them, too. I stole a module containing tactical data, all their secret routes through this phenomenon.
We call it the Scourge, ma'am. If we could outmaneuver the Ket through it...
we'd stand a better chance against them.
Their Archon had the same thought. He sent his elite agent, the Valiant, and his decimation hunters after us. We take more damage each time we escape the Valiant. The last assault, he sent forces to board us. Sarissa's theft has made things problematic.
How many boarders are we talking about?
We're not sure, but for now, they're contained down there. We couldn't do more. We spent our resources evacuating civilians. The Valiant wants Sarissa to pay.
Pathfinders have to take risks, Captain. I've taken my share.
Goddess preserve me.
What would it take to get the Ark out of here before this Valiant...
I almost wish that they would have restructured the story a little bit so that retrieving the Arks became part of the critical path. And then, I don't know, I would need more time to sort of think out how you might restructure the plot, but this aspect of the story always seemed as essential, if not more essential, than just chasing the Archon or even building settlements. It always just seemed like, get all of your people, get all of the people from the Initiative back together, and then go after the Archon. I mean, it's kind of high level. You would have to restructure a bunch of the plot, but I always felt like that was the way to go.
Okay, Cora?
Pathfinders take risks. They really do. Matriarch Ashara, your father, we roll the dice and...
Hey, sometimes we win. Come on, the sooner we find those commandos, the better. Was it this quiet when the Arks were traveling through dark space?
It's eerie. These spaces are designed to be bustling. The Lucinia will be back to normal once we get her to the Nexus. Here we are. Hangar control.
Yeah, again, lighting and atmosphere in this level is pretty damn brilliant.
Look, someone's alive down there. Must be part of Sarissa's team.
Stop. In the name of the goddess, I'll...
Shoot your rescuers.
Rescuers? And humans? Your Ark made it?
Just about. I'm Ryder, the human pathfinder. This is my team.
I'm Vidaria Damali, Sarissa's new second-in-command. Sorry about the mix-up. I hope I can help?
The captain says we need to restore power to go to FTL.
Right. Yes. I've tracked the power drain, and I think shutting the hangar bay doors will fix it. The Ket forced the doors open, and the safeties are draining power trying to shut them.
Don't worry. My Sam can probably override whatever the Ket did.
Ket can survive in vacuum for a little while.
Hey Samantha, glad you decided to stop by. Thanks for being here.
Escape route too. I pray the power will be enough for FTL. I just...
Vidaria, I served as a huntress. Remember Sarissa's manuals. Breathe, purpose, action. Breathe.
Okay. Please take a look at the console. I'll keep watch.
Alright, 1 second. I'm going to grab a little bit more water, and then I'll be back in less than a minute here. All right, and we're back. Yeah, and I also see some of you questioning, who are we going to choose to actually be the Pathfinder for the Asari, and normally I lean with exposing Sarissa, but then also letting her keep the position. And I'll explain a little bit more about why.
Yes, ma'am.
Crap. I see you up there.
Hangar door closure at 21%.
Ooh, damn those biotic explosions. There we go.
Hangar door closure at 53%. Hangar door closure at 77%.
Damn, Cora and Vetra are actually putting in work there.
Hangar doors are closed and locked. Cat access is cut off.
Where are the remaining cat? It says eliminate remaining cat. I'm like, which ones? We've got one on the radar, but yeah, Flukas, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Where is this last cat? I'm assuming it's stuck somewhere.
Shield boost enabled.
Huh. Yeah, it's got to be like stuck in a wall somewhere. Still says it's in front.
Bolstering all shields.
Okay. This is really weird. It's gotta be somewhere. There we go. It was literally just stuck in the wall.
Except there's no power. Vidaria? Let's ask her. What was that?
I estimate that several of the Ark's electrical junctions just overloaded.
Shit. Vidaria?
Vidaria, Sam says we lost some electrical junctions.
I know. The overload started a fire. Damn it, that shouldn't have happened.
Be calm, soldier. What could have made him overload?
If there's something else draining power on the lower decks, something big.
Maybe the decimation hunters rigged something up.
I wouldn't put it past those wretches. Those Ket, they must be watching us. If they delay the repairs long enough, the Valiant ship catches up.
If we're quick and efficient, we can outmaneuver them.
Okay. First thing is the last stasis pods. I'll go check on them. You could go below, look for whatever's draining power, and maybe help with the fire.
Which way to the lower decks?
The living quarters. I'll open maintenance access. You can cut through. Good luck. May the Ket wither in the void before you.
God damn, that's a really dramatic way to say go kick some ass. May the cat wither in the void before you. God damn, that's some serious shit. Okay. Let's go wither some cat.
Sarissa. We got some power, then a damage report. What happened?
An accident. We're fixing it.
All right, go forward. We'll keep prepping the drive core.
We won't let you down, man.
Of course not, Lieutenant. Sarissa out.
That's an animal crate.
Smell that? Hasn't been empty for long. That doesn't look Asari. Guess the Asari cut the lights, or someone did.
Watch your step.
God, they really foreshadow the little cat creatures that run at you. Oh, I think this is where you get the Asari melee weapon as well. Is that right? Let me see.
What's this?
The nameplate says Matriarch Ishara, the Pathfinder who died.
Alright, alright.
Did you know Matriarch Ashara?
Only by reputation. She was a diplomat, very wise and respected, and the cat took her away. Oh, it must be eating Sarissa up inside.
Hurry here. I'm almost to the stasis pods. Ah, blasted. No power for elevators.
Vidaria, cut the elevator's mag locks. If the Ark's like ours, you can climb down the shaft.
Good idea. Thanks, ma'am.
I did always like the fact that they sort of layered in some of the elements of, like, you know, Asari families lived here, which is kind of what we get the indication from this data pad. And yeah, I always liked that added detail.
They really packed people in.
All waiting to evacuate.
It's one of the this mission is one of the instances where you really get the feeling of just how dire the situation was arriving in Andromeda.
Cat brought their pets.
And I don't know, I just wish there was a little bit more of that. But I think this is one of those missions where
Things got aboard after the children left.
What a great line, right? I really wish those things got aboard after the children left. Again, there's a lot of instances where you say, man, I wish Mass Effect Andromeda would have done something better. This is one of those instances where I just feel like they would have done what they did in this mission more, where I really feel like they did it correctly as far as illustrating just how bad and how dire it was to have arrived first and not have things go according to plan. I like how we just exploded the shit out of those guys, and then Cora whispers afterwards, because though we're still being sneaky. Alright, I'll take that.
Vidaria again. Two Ket were trying to mess with the stasis pods. Not anymore.
Good work. Remember Sarissa's manuals. Stay low.
I will. The pods are safe. I'll keep tracking that power drain.
Jane, wow, okay, so you got a snowstorm, you're saying. Rest in peace, fall. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Not sure what part of the country or world that you might be in, but as I often talk about here in Texas, we basically just have two seasons. It's basically summer and then summer taking a short break. So thankfully the heat is starting to let up. So summer's starting to take a break here. But yeah, snowstorm. That's something I'm almost entirely unfamiliar with.
Looks bad. Why isn't the fire suppression system engaged?
Either insufficient power, or the explosion damaged fire control.
We could fix that if we find the controls.
And then reach whatever's draining power without getting singed.
Yeah, no kidding about Cora in the frickin' manuals. What do the manuals say about snowstorms? Somebody asked Cora. What do the manuals say about almost swallowing a bug? I mean, that's pretty important. Oh, McMike, yes. Okay, so last December it did snow and it was awesome. That was maybe as much snow as I've ever seen personally in Texas. It was pretty cool, and it was not like a ton of snow. It was like a few inches of snow on the ground where you could actually see it. And yeah, I think the rest of the country made fun of us for having any kind of reaction to that because it's like a normal amount of snow for everyone else, but for us that was pretty crazy. There you go, Cora.
Enemies up above! Cat, light them up!
We're after the fire suppression controls. Over there. Hit the fire controls, and we can get this out.
Oh, John, that's interesting. In Australia, yeah. Well, I imagine that's one place where it snows even less.
Yeah, that's fried. Ironic.
The electrical junction is damaged. I recommend searching for an alternative.
Can't see a way to fix it. Any luck, Ryder?
Whatever this powers, the Ark needs fire control more. There. Let's try again. That should cool us off.
Videri again. I got the Ket. They got me back, but I'm okay.
Nice work.
And with the hangar shut, I managed to track the real power train. Here's the nav point. I'll see you there.
Yeah, no, I know Iowa is pretty used to having high amounts of snow. Texas, not at all. Ice as well. Like, we don't do well with any kind of ice on the road. A lot of people drive with like performance and/or summer tires all year round. So yeah.
And Matriarch Ashara. It can't be for nothing.
We're a lot more Eos than we are Vold.
Too. What's causing that?
God damn. Oh man, the voice acting there with Cora.
Looks like an observation deck.
Wow, a lot of people came through here fast.
This is such a cool visual, honestly. I might have to get a nice Ansel screenshot from this. In fact, now might be the time to do that. Actually, let's see what we can do. All right, Cora, get over here. Nope. Cora, Cora, just stand relatively close to Ryder. There you go. All right, let's see what we can do here. Do I need Cora? I'm trying to think of how I can use this maybe for a thumbnail image. Yeah, let's actually tighten it in a bit. So it'll have Ryder there, but it'll actually be more of a Cora screenshot here. Oh wow, Janessa said it's pretty much always snowing in Canada. Yeah, yeah, I can imagine the difference there. All right, I know some of you maybe love this, some of you maybe hate it, but we're going to my patented screenshot tutorial 101 here. So this being much darker, even though I like the darkness of it, I'm going to bring up the exposure quite a bit, as well as the highlights. And we'll push down the shadows. There you go, to retain some of that darkness. Not quite as much. Go about 10%, and then we'll do the rest through upping the contrast. There we go. Do about 3% on the contrast. No, don't mess with the brightness. I don't know if we need vibrance necessarily. I'm just going to bring down the temperature. So oh, wait, dang it. No, that's right. I do need that. Oh, it's interesting. I feel like the contrast setting on the contrast filter isn't as effective as the one in the adjustments. I feel like that one's way more contrasty. Hey, John says, "Yay, Ansel time." I'm glad I got one fan on the Ansel time in every stream that I do. Oh, that's crazy. So Lisa's saying in some countries you aren't even allowed to drive if you have the wrong tires on your car or without chains. Yeah, no, there are places where we just rock summer tires all the time. Okay, so we'll leave that one there, and then under mood, we're gonna just basically make it even bluer. Maybe by about 15%. No, 15 might be too much. Maybe 10? Maybe even 5. Yeah, we'll go around right there. And then, how about if we go into special? Do a little bit of a vignette, and then, what is it, details? Yeah, let's do, we're actually gonna, sharpen a bit. Gonna push up clarity as well. Actually, that clarity might be a bit much. And now we'll see if we can do the game depth of field isn't terrible, but let's see what the Ansel depth of field can do for us. Okay, cool. That's actually right, but I want to see if we can get Rider in focus as well. There we go. I think that's mostly got Rider. There we go. Okay, cool. And then I think we're good. Yeah, I like that. All right. And then maybe try one from another angle there. Nice. Nice. And one from right there. Alright, not bad. Not bad at all. God, if I could just get Cora to just stay turned in one direction. Oh, here's what I gotta do. Gotta order her. I gotta order Cora to just stand still.
Moving out.
There you go. Get them both. That way I can get them both. And there you go. That's actually way better. Alright, actually I think we got it. I think we got it with some of those. One of those will be good for the thumbnail. Alright, answer time is over, and now we can kind of wrap this up. Alright, Vidaria, what do you got for us?
Thank the goddess, you're all right. Here, this is what's draining the power.
What is this thing?
It looks like the Ket attack sheared off some hull plating. Then someone rigged up this Mass Effect field device. The field's so strong, it holds the hull together. It would help people evacuate the deck beyond.
And give anyone sensitive to Mass Effect fields a nasty migraine.
No kidding. But they'd survive.
The deck's deserted now. We have to turn the device off.
I tried pulling the plug, but nothing. Can you scan it? Maybe your Sam can figure it out.
The device requires 2 people for shutdown. One disconnecting the cables, and another at the device itself.
I'll handle the device.
Caution. Once begun, the failsafe cycle must be completed, or the device will fuse.
I always thought that this combat was, you know, pretty well designed for this area.
Catch! Watch the device. We'll handle them.
But we need you, Vidaria. You can do this. Watch the glass. It can take a few shots. Focus on the Ket.
I love when they use their powers appropriately. Like right there, Cora did a great job with the charge, and then with her other ability.
They're down.
Just doesn't happen nearly as often as it should. Like we needed to be given more control over squad mates.
Second cable. We're getting there.
All right,
More
round 2.
Ket. Take them down.
Goddess, how many came aboard?
I do like the destructible cover too. Whew! Damn, we sent that dude flying.
All right, now the cable.
All right.
Working on the last cable.
You can do this. Remember the manuals.
Rider, this must be the last of them.
Oh, Jesus. Nope, nope, nope. Not good. All right, shield capacitors. Yeah, Cora's actually going beast mode on this one. Woo, there she goes. Yep. Yeah, when she actually does the charge like on time, that's when it's just perfect.
The device can now be deactivated.
Noise. It's gone.
That's what we wanted, right? It's Captain Atandra. Ryder, the drive core's coming online. You did it. A few minutes, and we're out of here.
Can we still go to FTL if there's, say, a big hull breach down here?
The maneuver I planned should hold us together. If the FTL burn doesn't, we'll have to cope. Sarissa,
Cora mode instead of beast mode. Huntress mode? Question mark. Is that going to be our new term for beast mode? Is
I
Huntress
should go
mode?
and help. There might be something I can do. You helped save this whole Ark. Not bad for your first big mission.
Sarissa should be proud, Vidaria. You'll be one hell of a commando.
You'd know, Lieutenant. Thank you for everything. God us guide you.
Pathfinder, restoring power has freed up your data cache. It includes the succession log from Matriarch Ishara.
Can you access it?
Yeah, Janessa, same. That's exactly how I feel with the achievement for combos.
The barrier's collapsing.
With pull push, you can mainly do it yourself, or pull throw.
Ishara,
Sorry.
they'll tear the Ark apart. That data is the only thing that might buy us time.
Cat reinforcements approaching, Pathfinder Ishara.
Sarissa, my Samcat, Tiamna, please. I have to save them, even if I can't save. Forgive me.
Tiamna used to mean guardian of temples. A champion who stayed faithful even when all was lost.
Yep, not with this chick.
Sarissa left her to die.
Sarissa definitely screwed up, and I said I would talk about this a little bit more. It's basically just the idea that when you're in this situation that the initiative is in now, and they do a great job, as I said, of communicating the dire nature of how the entire initiative, not just the Asari, is trying to make it in Andromeda. I've always kind of felt like you exposed Sarissa because there has to be some kind of consequences, even if it's just people knowing the truth. But also, it's like you're not really wanting to give a field promotion to Vidaria at this point. Like, Sarissa is still the most talented.
What good is a guardian who doesn't defend her Pathfinder when it matters?
After everything she wrote on duty, sacrifice. Damn it all, Ryder. What do I do?
First, we...
Atandra here. The cat hunters blindsided us. They have a dropship headed for the breach on deck 12.
How long until we have FTL?
Too long. Sarissa's coming to help. Push him back.
Helmets on, people.
Caution. The mass effect field device is still connected. Remotely triggering it may affect local gravity.
Could be useful.
Keep your mag boots active! And stay back from the edge!
I love launching them out into space. That's honestly, of all the times to launch people with biotic detonations, it's my absolute favorite. Kadoosh. Alright, there you go.
We've got reinforcements! Everyone, hang on!
of them? Nah, we got one more. Oh, he just dodged it. All right, good for you. Come here. Come here. You're still going out there. Yeah, get out of there.
Ryder, the Valiant's sending more Kett. Sarissa's almost there. Don't let up.
Crap, more. Okay. Whew. Damn, those biotic detonations just keep getting better.
Must be the Valiant himself. Take him down.
The Asari thief hides behind her minions. She is their puppeteer. She will be judged as they are.
Alright, well, if ever there were a time to use some incendiary ammo, I guess this is it. Alright, we should just be down to the Valiant, so let's press in.
None escapes the decimation's reach.
Did he just say... Seriously, did he just say bend the knee? This guy fucking Game of Thrones? Semi-bosses, whatever you want to call them, I just feel like initially cool and then ultimately repetitive. I mean, granted, that might be just because I played the game a few times and it didn't feel that way until only recently, but yeah, especially after having done them on harder difficulty levels. Oh, there he goes. There it is.
Forget capture! Launch everything! Kill the Ark!
You bastard. There you go.
Sarissa!
Yeah, see, it's fun to launch those guys out there.
Incoming fire! Like the Battle of Kirkus, there's still a chance. Lieutenant, please!
Yeah, this is especially one of those moments where you're like, Sarissa's pretty damn powerful, so we might want to keep her on.
Get us out of here!
Punching it. Hold on.
A skeleton crew, but enough to patch up the Ark. She'll make it to the Nexus. Whatever it costs.
You need to talk to Sarissa about Ashara's message.
I wanted to thank you both. That was exemplary work. I'm proud to...
Ma'am? Sarissa? We know about Ashara.
The log survived. Then her final moments won't be lost.
You deserted your Pathfinder. You should be better than...
I chose protecting all these people over a single life. The choice they train us to make. Lieutenant.
But you didn't tell anyone.
Because then you wouldn't be their shining hero. And maybe that's how it should be.
Being a Pathfinder means giving them hope. Ryder, you know
It means
this,
giving them the
don't
truth.
you?
They need to hear the truth. Let them handle it.
Ryder, Cora, don't do this.
Sorry, but we need to prep for the Nexus approach. We've got a hell of a story for them.
There's more. Sarissa chose retrieving the Ket data over saving Ishara's life. Our Sam found the succession log.
One of your harebrained ideas got Ashara
The
killed?
Ket killed her. I had to be sure the Ark
Nicole, yeah, so I do have a mod
again
to
and
at least
again
change the
while they
texture on a
hunted
couple
us
of
down.
key Asari. Doesn't
It's
change
only
the mesh,
dumb
so the
luck
facial
that
structure is the
Ryder
same,
found
but yeah,
us.
it adds a scar. At
Looks
least I don't
next in
think that
line.
that was vanilla. It might have been, actually, but I know I do have a mod installed that's supposed to change their textures a bit.
Vidaria. Maybe a Pathfinder with some humility can do better. You can look to Ryder's example.
Yeah, and again, I'm going to keep Sarissa as Pathfinder just because of her overall readiness and preparedness, but people got to know what she did. I mean, it's her call, technically, as the second, and, you know, she basically is the most qualified to be the Pathfinder, but people got to know.
If you want my professional take, I'd keep Sarissa where she is.
You can't be serious.
You can't afford to lose a Pathfinder with her power and experience.
But if she lets her people down again...
I'll do my job, Atandra. And I'll take the consequences. I don't pretend to know what you're thinking, Ryder. But maybe they'll understand and forgive.
You can survive without forgiveness. They train us for that, too.
Hey, you okay?
Can I just do today over again? And not topple a hero in front of her entire arc? I put so much faith in Sarissa. But the Asari were just as lost as we are.
We know our mission. I think we're finding our way pretty well.
Should have known better than to say that to a Pathfinder. Thank you for being there, on the Lucinia. Can I tell you something?
Sure.
The old man was right to choose you as Pathfinder instead. I don't blaze a trail. I always look for the mentor, their plan. As a Pathfinder, my mistakes would be worse than Sarissa's.
If that's true, what are you going to do about it?
It's the right
No
question.
idea yet.
Not a
Well,
great answer.
You're still
but...
welcome aboard while you figure it out.
Yeah, she'll figure it out.
Look, neither of us chose this, but maybe we both ended up where we needed to be, even if we lost your father. But it's happened. If you can't outrun it, gotta use it.
What did you...
He said something like that once. Still true. I need to think a bit, but I'll be okay. And on deck whenever you need me.
Yes, yeah, Cora
Pathfinder, you have
is...
pending vid calls.
Cora is typically the one that I get loyal first, which is great because I also find her to be useful in combat, and so then we can...
Let's see. Your dad was Turian? That explains so much. You know, how uptight you are.
That's a great bit of side dialogue between Lexi and
300
Peavy.
years old and fussing at us like a matriarch.
Oh, I got some platinum. Is that enough? Because I got some copper from the last time. Aha! Okay, so I have enough at least for the chest piece, but I'll probably need some more to get all of the additional pieces to get the proper biotic boost and everything. I might be able to do maybe like legs and whatnot. Okay, cool. So I might do some of this off stream and just kind of figure out my armor. I don't think that vid call is anything super important. I'm sure Sam will let us know next time if it is. I think it's a good point to stop after talking to Cora. We're going on now almost 2.5 hours. And we have now gotten the Asari Ark done. Next time I'll track down. Hopefully it doesn't take as long in the lead up. But we'll track down a little bit more about the Turian Ark. And then after that's done, we might be getting started down the critical path some more. So appreciate everyone once again for being here. Thank you for bearing with me on the technical difficulties, not unmuting my mic at the beginning, swallowing a goddamn bug, and almost dying halfway through the stream. God damn it! All of my moments in the best of October are basically going to just be me screwing up and or almost dying. That's okay. It's going to be fun. All right, folks. Thanks so much for being here. I hope everyone has a great final part of your weekend, and I hope everyone has a great week. And we'll talk to you soon. We'll see you next time.